to be real, Uber doesn't care about safety.
Well,
And this shows you. So they're saying Uber warns it may have no choice to leave Colorado if the rider safety bill goes into effect.
yeah.
So do you think they give a fuck about safety? No, they don't care. They don't care.
Well,
So,
okay.
you know, they want you to pick up wherever it is, and they don't care if you're in no stopping zone. They don't care if you are in the middle of a road. As long as the passenger gets in the car and you're able to complete the trip because they're able to complete the transaction, that's what they want.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this 2 weeks ago. I, in fact, pulled the video. We just ran the video maybe a few days ago.
Yep.
So, okay, I have spoken to Uber about this personally. They sent me the latest version, the amended version of the bill that passed 59-6, by the way. You know how I always say, oh, they're just bluffing, they're not going anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
This time they're not bluffing. And after reading the bill completely, I tweeted it out. This is a horrible bill. This truly is a horrible bill. You're talking about safety, right? There is nothing. First of all, this bill has been sponsored and written by, unfortunately, a victim of a driver. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She happens to be a House member, and she was sexually assaulted in front of her house during drop off by a Lyft driver. Okay. So my heart goes out to her. However, this bill does not do anything regarding safety. It goes way, way too far, right? And you all know me about Uber. You know, I don't pull any punches, but I am 100% convinced that if this passes the Senate as well as it stands, they are going to leave, and they may leave for a short time, like they did with Austin 10 years ago. In fact, in this bill, there was they were asking for fingerprint background checks of their drivers. And you know what happened in Austin 10 years ago? Uber Lyft came back now. But there are things in here that I could talk about for half hour, but I'm not going to bore everyone with it. This bill is a poorly written bill. I am all for safety, rider and driver. There is zero in this for the driver protection. Zero. And whoever wrote this bill, I know who it is, the House member. You know this. I know this. Maybe the community knows this. Uber and Lyft put out community, or every 2 years they put out safety reports.
Mm-hmm.
If you look into that safety report, obviously these people did not. Sexual assaults or any kind of assault is exactly 50-50. So 50% of the time, riders are assaulting drivers, and 50% of the time, drivers are assaulting riders. Okay? There is nothing, not one sentence in this bill regarding driver safety. So on that front, I definitely don't like it. But there are other things in here that if a driver were to offer water or chewing gum, and the fraudulent riders, as we know, they exist in the rider community, they will be able to sue the driver civilly as well as Uber for everything they have. Now, we had that story that we ran that there was this lady who was handed a bottle of water in an Uber Black in Los Angeles, and she thought she was roofied. Okay. So there are things in here that go way beyond rideshare. Okay. And I do not like this bill. I think it's overkill. Look, society. They're just going to do what they're going to do. Criminals are going to do what they're going to do. Two reasons I don't like it. One, it has nothing to do with driver safety in here. Nothing. So one of the politicians, House members, had to get assaulted for this bill to come out. I'm sure everybody has the numbers, the data. How many people in Colorado, passengers, have been assaulted sexually or otherwise, and how many drivers have been assaulted sexually or otherwise in the past couple of years? And why has there not been a bill until one of them got assaulted, and then sure enough, there's a bill. And finally, I am 100% sure they're not effing around this time. They will leave unless they come to some sort of, agreement and do whatever they need to do. And to just set it up for next week, Chris, I just received reports, extensive reports about the transparency bill that Colorado passed, and it came into effect February 1, 2025. We're going to open that can of worms, poof, wide open next week. But for this week, I have everything. I have it all. But let's just stick to this. This is a horribly written bill. It's going to pass because there's bipartisan support for it, 59-6, and Uber and Lyft will leave. I have zero doubt in my mind. So there you go.
One thing I always say is work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, then you may be working harder. So let's change that. Download the app, link your accounts where you can manage your income, track your expenses, and project your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download Solo and begin to work smarter, not harder today. Link is in the description. All right, let's get back to it. That will be something to follow, and we'll keep you up on that. And I'll be interested in seeing what happens next week.
Yeah, it's a horribly written bill. Horrible. And I'm not against safety at all whatsoever. But
that's the problem. It's like if something happens to someone that has some sort of power, then like you got to do everything in your power to try to stop it and go well beyond the means of what you should be doing or what makes reasonable sense. So that's the unfortunate problem behind it.
Yeah, complete overkill. And I actually talked to a couple other people. I said, none of this is necessary. Why don't you enforce the verification code rule? Everybody has a verification code. Wrong people won't get in the wrong cars. Not only the rider should have a verification code, but the driver should have a verification code as well, right? Mm-hmm. On each trip, as a driver, I get a verification code. The rider comes in, asks me about my verification code, as opposed to saying, hey, well, what's your name? Or who are you? Or whatever.
Say my name.
Or whatever. Say my name. Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, it's a horribly written bill. I don't know. But they're not effing around this time. I can assure you that.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, especially, is there another vote coming up?
Yeah, there is one coming up in about 10 days. And I have really good info on this. I did speak to Uber about this, and they were like, Serge, we're not effing around this time. Because you know why that happened, right? They saw my tweet. They saw my tweet, and then I get an email because you want to talk to this person who's handling this situation because you tweeted that, we're bluffing. I'm like, sure, might as well. One more. And no, it was a good conversation. And I did not, when we talked 2 weeks ago, we did not have the final amended version of the bill. Even with all the things that they took out, is still an overkill bill. It's just like, lady, I mean, I'm sorry. My hat goes out to you. It should have never happened to you. I'm so sorry that it happened to you. But overkill is overkill in my book, whoever's side it is. So, yeah. Anyway.
Yep. All right. Thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you get notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.